Day 1, U20 men's freestyle in the books. What an incredible session of wrestling that we just witnessed.
Yep.
Crazy. So we're going to talk through some of the biggest things that we saw. Kozak's going to tell you some of the matches to look forward to for tomorrow. Let's go weight by weight. 57 kilograms. Anthony Knox was in a really close one with Gage Walker. I think it was a 1-point match. Gage Walker, super tough guy from Oklahoma. He's a Missouri commit. Did not expect it to be a 1-point match though. So Knox gets by, ready for day 2. Also there, we saw Aaron Seidel beat Isaiah Cortez. Seidel, super tough Pennsylvania guy. Cortez, California state champ. So
it's
awesome.
Like a last second,
kind
of tilt over and was able to get the win.
Got the exposure. And then the result that probably surprised me the most, not necessarily in terms of who won, but the margin was Seth Mendoza, 10-0 over Penn State commit Nate Desmond. So, really impressed with Mendoza there.
Yeah, and Mendoza, tomorrow morning, he's going to have a matchup against Jax Forrest. And, Jax Forrest, so much momentum coming off Olympic trials. But Seth Mendoza, man, kind of maybe flies under the radar just a little bit compared to some of the top guys. But, man, he's really tough. That'll be a really fun match to watch. And then also Anthony Knox, he is going to have a matchup with Vinny Kilcury, right? So Ohio State's true freshman. And, man, that after seeing Knox push, Kilcury's just been rolling. So I'm really looking forward to that match, too, tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. 61 kilos, we had some good stuff. Billy DeCraker, who just committed to Northwestern, he got the win over Elijah Cortez. So both Cortez brothers go down. DeCraker really good, but a little bit under the radar too. So that was a good result for him. Nice to see that happen. We also had Jake Hockaday and Sam Herring in a wild match. Tons of points on the board. Hockaday ended up getting the better of Herring in the end, but I think it was 14-9 or 14-11 or something crazy like that. It was really good. And then the other one that was pretty surprising, probably a little caveat here, but Kyason Garcia, who's from Utah, he goes to Penn State. He actually beat teammate Braden Davis 3-3 on criteria. Talked about Davis, coming into this. He's up at 61, committed at 125 all year. And he may have gotten hurt. That's the caveat. Looked like he got hurt early in the tournament, but still kept wrestling. Ends up losing to a teammate. Those teammate battles are always a little tricky anyway, but interesting result there at 61 kilos.
Yeah, I was surprised that he continued to wrestle after his first round match, Davis. He looked really banged up, having some trouble. But, good win for Garcia. You want to watch out for Larkin coming through. He had a really good match in his round of 16 bout. I'm looking forward to seeing him as well. Not as many maybe premier matchups at 61, but some really fun ones, going on down the line.
65 kilos, we had some great action. At the top of the bracket, it was Pearson Manville taking on Cole Brooks. Brooks was 4th in this bracket last year. He's a freshman at Wyoming. He's the highest returning place winner at 65 kilos. Pearson Manville able to get him 5-2, I think was the final score, got the win. And at the same time as that was going on, we had future NC State teammates wrestling. It was Coy Biskins, who just finished his freshman year at NC State, Daniel Zepeda, 2-time California state champ. And Biskins got the better of that one. Biskins won by a little bit of a margin in the end. So the seasoning, the strength of Biskins came in clutch there for him, and he gets the win over Zepeda. And then the craziest match, maybe of the session that we saw, was Bo Bassett and Sergio Vega. This is a Super 32 finals match that happened in the round of 16, and it was crazy. Bassett had a pretty big lead. Vega ended up on a leg lace, got it a few times, and it was one of those laces where you're like, is he gonna end it? Is he gonna keep going and tech this guy? And Bassett fought the hand, got his knees apart, was able to live to fight another position, and then got an exposure. They first gave it to Bassett, and they went back, reviewed it. It made it a tied match, 12-12 on criteria. Bassett was leading. Vega went for a head pinch, sold out, couldn't get it. And and Bassett advances, but incredible match at 65 kilos.
Awesome match. If you missed it, go back and watch it right after you get done watching this video, because it's worth watching. But man, 65 is so deep. Every quarterfinal is going to be awesome. I got my phone here to help me out, but Pearson Manville, Colin Rath, they wrestled.
They wrestled who's number one?
Yeah, they wrestled a bunch of times before.
Yeah.
That's quarterfinal. We got Aiden Valencia and Michigan's Sergio Lemley. Aiden Valencia has been really good. He beat Seth Gross. Sergio Lemley, round of 12 guy, going to be great. Coy Biskins, and then Let's see, who does he got? He's got Drew Gorman. Cortez against Drew Gorman. That should be a really fun one.
That's an ACC, future potential ACC matchup. Gorman's going to Virginia Tech, Biskins at NC State.
And then Bo Bassett's taking on Gabriel Boisu, right? So, man, every single one of those quarterfinals, it's like must see TV right there.
Yeah, 100%. 70 kilos, one really impressive result. Kale Voinovich got the win over Michigan's Dylan Gilcher, which I didn't see coming. Gilcher has had a lot of success in freestyle, and Voinovich is one of those guys who's sometimes up, sometimes down, so he's having a great tournament. For him to get that win over Gilcher was really impressive.
Yeah.
The other match that I thought was notable was PJ Duke beating, who did he beat? He beat Cooper Hilton, 8-2. I thought the margin would maybe be a little bit bigger there. We haven't seen Cooper Hilton in a long time. He's been just focused on training, and he's up in weight a lot from where he was a year ago.
Right.
He looked really good against PJ Duke, so impressed with Hilton. PJ Duke still looks really good though.
Yeah, in my mind, Cannon Webster is the guy to beat here in this bracket. He, Illinois, true freshman, had a great redshirt year, and if Webster and PJ Duke, if they both win, they'll meet in the semis. So those are the two quarters I'm really looking forward to watching at 70.
74 kilos, nothing really too surprising. Probably the most fun match, if you're somebody who likes watching fun matches, which aren't we all?
We are, yeah.
Watch Ladarian Lockett and Joey Blaze. It was an awesome match. I think the final score was 8-5. Lots of action. Blaze threatened in some really, really compelling ways, and probably the best part of the match, which I imagine you're going to see on social media, is D. Lockett hitting that patented duck to body lock. He didn't get a big 4-pointer this time, but did end up eventually scoring a takedown. But great match. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, Lockett had that lead early, and then Blaze was kind of pressing late. So really impressive match from both guys, and maybe one we could see even again later on down the line if they both go to trials.
Yeah.
But yeah, some matches to watch here. A lot of fun quarterfinals. Top seeded Zach Hansen's taking on true freshman from Michigan, Bo Mantanona.
Yeah.
Bo Mantanona, human highlight reel. That'll be a good one. And then Ladarian Lockett, Gregor Shalakian. It's a really good one as well. And then Charlie Millard, Vince Bouzakis. 74, really deep. All those quarters gonna be great.
Yeah. 79 kilos. Probably the match that I had the most fun watching was Zach Ryder and Lorenzo Norman. You remember Lorenzo Norman. He's a freshman at Stanford. He beat former Stanford NCAA champ Shane Griffith this year at CKLV. Zach Ryder was U17 here a year ago, and now finished his senior year at State College, training at M2. He's going to Penn State next year, but that match was really good. I think Norman had the lead a couple times, and Ryder ended up persevering, coming back, getting it done. So impressed with Zach Ryder in that one. That was probably the main match that you should go back and watch from 79.
Yeah, 79, the quarterfinal to watch. Talked about Zach Ryder. He's going to have future teammate Will Hinkle in the quarters right away tomorrow. So yeah, that's the one. Really key in on, really watch. You got Noah Mulvaney also in this bracket, and Simon Ruiz as well. Those are kind of maybe the top dogs to look out for.
86 kilos, nothing super surprising happened in terms of results, but I almost got killed. And then another photographer did get killed on the mat because Max McAnally was just taking Cade Ziola completely off the mat time after time.
Yeah.
It was insane. If you like watching, people get crashed into, go back and watch that one. McAnally, by the way, after he ran into the photographer, he did make sure she was okay. He did apologize.
He's a gentleman. He's a gentleman.
He's not trying to take out people holding cameras. He just is trying to take out his opponents.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a little bit of collateral damage.
Yeah. So 86 has some really fun matchups. Aiden Sinclair, Ryder Rogotsky. I'm really looking forward to that. Aiden Sinclair, probably the favorite there,
yes.
right? Maybe not.
Probably, I don't know, yeah.
Ryder Rogotsky had a really good true freshman year for Ohio State, but Rogotsky can just hit big moves really from any position that he's in. So that should be a fun one. And then Max McAnally, Dashiell Lamer. Both of those guys have looked great so far this tournament, kind of blitzed through their opponents. So Lamer, McAnally, that's going to be really fun. And then the winner of that match, winner of Lamer-McAnally, most likely will get Josh Barr, true freshman from Penn State. So 86, fun weight class. really key in there.
92, 97, and 125. We talked about this in the preview. Not quite as deep, but quarters are going to be awesome. We haven't seen the best matches yet. They're coming though. They're coming.
Yeah, and you got to look out. Conor Mirasola, he's taking on Soren Herzog. We saw Herzog win the Greco portion of this tournament, and so Mirasola, I mean, so impressive. Should be a good match. Mirasola's a big favorite there. And then Justin Rademacher, Gavin Nelson. Rademacher from Oregon State. Had a really solid true freshman season, qualified for NCAAs. Gavin Nelson, Minnesota, was in redshirt this past year. So those are the ones I'm looking forward to at 92.
125 kilos though, that should be a weight class where we'll see some fun quarterfinal action. A lot of really good guys there.
Yeah, you got Koi Hopke, Sahakian, Aiden Natau, and Big Jim Mullen. Those four, they're all separated. So if Hopke beats Alex Semenenko and Jim Mullen beats Vince Mueller, you'll see them meet in the semis. And then Sahakian and Daniel Herrera, I think that's probably the best quarter of the group. Winner of that will most likely get Aiden Natau.
That's interesting. That could have been a California State final this year. Herrera moved to Iowa for his senior year because he's going to Iowa State, so we missed out on it. We'll get it here in the quarterfinals instead.
Yeah, I mean, start to finish, we talked about, man, a lot of the quarters, ton of the action here. It's an incredible tournament. You're not going to want to miss quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals all going down tomorrow.